Walk into any large supermarket and you'll find something genuinely astonishing. Tens of thousands of different products. Fresh fruit from the other side of the planet, meat, milk, and frozen food, almost all of it in stock, almost all of the time. We treat that as completely normal. But behind those neatly stacked shelves sits one of the most complex and fragile machines humanity has ever built. A planet-spanning system racing against rot every single second. Most of us never think about it. We just grab what we need and leave. So let's follow your food on its hidden journey, from a field somewhere far away all the way to the shelf in front of you, and see the invisible machine that makes it all possible. In the next few minutes, you'll understand the invisible system that stocks a supermarket. You'll see why the real enemy of your food is the clock, how an unbroken chain of refrigeration keeps it alive across thousands of miles, why gigantic buildings you've never heard of are the true beating heart of the operation, and why the whole thing is far more delicate than it looks. By the end, a full grocery shelf will never look ordinary again. It'll look like the small miracle it actually is. The journey begins on a farm that is often hundreds, sometimes thousands of miles from where you live. When a crop is harvested, something important happens immediately. The countdown begins. From the instant a fruit is picked or an animal is processed, that food starts to break down. Microbes begin to grow, cells start to age, and quality begins to slip away. The entire global food system, everything that follows, exists to fight that decay and slow that clock. That's why so much food is deliberately picked before it's ripe. Tomatoes are harvested firm and green. Bananas are cut while hard and starchy, and both are ripened later, closer to the store. A ripe fruit is delicious but fragile. An unripe one is tough enough to survive the journey. And it's why one of the very first steps on many farms is to rapidly chill the harvest, pulling the field heat out within hours. A crate of lettuce picked in the afternoon sun might be cooled to near freezing before nightfall, dropping it into a kind of suspended animation before it travels a single mile. Some crops are chilled with blasts of cold air, others are literally showered in ice water or have the warmth vacuumed out of them in giant cooling chambers. Whatever the method, the goal is always the same: slow down time. Every hour of heat you remove at the start is days of freshness you gain at the end. From that very first moment, the race is on. Here's something worth pausing on, because it's easy to forget how strange it is. For almost all of human history, people ate with the seasons. You had fresh strawberries for a few weeks in summer, and that was it. Today, you can buy them in the depths of winter, along with fresh grapes, avocados, and green beans from wherever on earth they happen to be in season. The modern supermarket has quietly abolished the seasons. It does this by sourcing globally, pulling produce from farms in different hemispheres and climates, so that something is always being harvested somewhere. When it's snowing where you live, your summer fruit is being grown thousands of miles south and flown or shipped to you. That convenience is incredible. But it also means your dinner depends on a delicate web of international shipping, trade, and timing that stretches right around the globe. There are 1,000 miles to reach you. From the field, the food moves to a processing and packing facility. Here it's cleaned, inspected, and sorted, often by machines that grade produce by size, color, and even ripeness far faster than any human could. Cameras and lasers scan each item, and blemished or damaged goods are automatically pulled out, which is one quiet reason your supermarket produce looks so uniformly perfect. The good product is packed into boxes, crates, or sealed packaging carefully designed to protect it and extend its life. Some food is processed much further here. Milk is pasteurized and bottled, meat is cut and wrapped, vegetables are washed, chopped, and bagged into the ready-to-eat products we take for granted. This is also where a great deal of perfectly edible food quietly disappears, rejected not because anything is wrong with it, but because a carrot is bent or a pepper is the wrong shade of red. And shoppers, studies show, reach for the flawless one every time. And through every step of it, the temperature is watched and controlled, because warmth is the enemy. This facility is really the on-ramp to the most important and least visible part of the entire journey. A system so central that the whole global food trade depends on it. It's called the cold chain. The cold chain is exactly what it sounds like: an unbroken sequence of refrigeration that keeps perishable food within a safe temperature range from the moment it's harvested to the moment you carry it out of the store. Chilled foods are typically held between about 32 and 40 degrees Fahrenheit, while frozen goods stay below zero. And the word unbroken is the whole point. If the temperature rises too far for even a short time, bacteria can multiply quickly, quality drops, and food safety is compromised. A deviation of just a couple of degrees at the wrong moment can slash a product's shelf life or make it dangerous to eat. To hold that line, food travels in refrigerated trucks, sometimes called reefers, that are essentially rolling refrigerators the size of a shipping container. It rests in enormous cold storage warehouses kept at precise temperatures. Sensors monitor the conditions continuously, every step of the way, and increasingly they send that data in real time, so a warehouse manager can spot a warming truck before its cargo is ruined. This invisible bubble of cold, maintained across trucks, ships, warehouses, and store coolers, is the single biggest reason fresh food can cross a continent and still be safe when it lands in your basket. It also runs around the clock and consumes a staggering amount of energy. Every one of those refrigerated trucks, every freezer aisle, every cold warehouse is burning power day and night, all year long, purely to hold back time. The cold chain is one of the most energy-hungry systems on the planet, and we almost never see it working. Now the food arrives at the true heart of the system, a place most shoppers have never seen or even thought about. The distribution center. These are gigantic warehouses, often the size of many football fields laid side by side, positioned at logistical crossroads near major highways. A single distribution center might receive truckloads of goods from hundreds of different farms, factories, and suppliers from all over the country and the world. Inside, the food is unloaded, stored briefly in exactly the right temperature zone, and then resorted into entirely new combinations. Because here's the clever part. One incoming truck might be full of nothing but apples, but each outgoing truck needs to carry a little bit of everything: apples, milk, bread, frozen peas, cleaning supplies, all mixed together to restock one specific store. This constant untangling and recombining is the core job of the whole building. Modern distribution centers are increasingly automated, with miles of conveyor belts, robotic sorters, and software directing the flow of millions of individual items every day. Workers and machines race to move goods through as fast as possible, because remember, the clock is always ticking. Some goods barely stop at all, moving straight from an incoming truck to an outgoing one in a matter of hours, a practice so central to speed that it has its own name. Cross-docking. The scale is genuinely hard to picture. A large distribution center can handle millions of cases of product a week, feeding dozens or even hundreds of stores across an entire region from one single building. This is where the chaos of thousands of separate suppliers gets untangled and reorganized into the tidy, predictable assortment that will fill your local shelves. Here's a detail that surprises most people. Your supermarket is not really a warehouse. It holds surprisingly little backup stock in the back room. Instead, modern retail runs on a principle called just-in-time, where products arrive from the distribution center just before they're actually needed, sometimes with fresh deliveries every single day. And it's all driven by data. Every time an item is scanned at the checkout, that sale is instantly recorded, and those numbers ripple backward through the entire system, telling the distribution center what to send tomorrow, telling suppliers what to produce, and even shaping what farmers choose to plant next season. A barcode beeping at a register in your town can, in a small way, influence a field on the other side of the world. It is a breathtakingly efficient dance. Almost no food sits idle, waste is reduced, and valuable shelf space is used for selling rather than storing. But that efficiency comes at a hidden price: fragility. Because there's so little slack anywhere in the system, any disruption, a bad storm, a fuel shortage, a cyber attack, or a breakdown at one key warehouse can empty shelves with shocking speed. Many people saw this for the very first time during recent global shocks, when the invisible machine stuttered and almost overnight the shelves went bare. That emptiness was a rare and unsettling glimpse of just how finely tuned and how genuinely delicate the whole thing really is. The final leg is called the last mile, the delivery from the distribution center to your specific store. A truck backs up to the loading dock, often in the dark hours of early morning, and workers move the goods inside before opening time. Some items go straight out to the sales floor, others into the store's own coolers and freezers, and a few undergo one last transformation right there on site. Remember those bananas that were shipped hard and green? Many stores and regional centers have special ripening rooms, where the fruit is gently warmed and exposed to a natural ripening gas, so it turns perfectly yellow just in time to be put out for sale. That flawless bunch of bananas was engineered to peak at the exact right moment. When you finally stroll past that colorful, overflowing produce section, it feels timeless and effortless, as if the food simply appeared there on its own. That is the great illusion of the modern supermarket. What looks like a calm, static display is actually the endpoint of a frantic, constantly moving river of goods, restocked again and again, hour after hour, all night and all day, just out of sight. For all its brilliance, this system is far from perfect, and one of its biggest hidden costs is waste. At every stage of the journey, food is lost. Some spoils in transit when the cold chain slips. Some is rejected at the packing house simply for being an odd shape or the wrong size. Perfectly good food that never even gets a chance to reach a shelf. Some sits in the store unsold and is thrown away once it passes its date. When you add it all up, a startling share of the food that's grown, harvested, and shipped never actually gets eaten. It's a strange paradox. A system engineered with incredible precision to prevent decay still ends up discarding an enormous amount of what it moves. That waste represents not just lost food, but all the water, fuel, labor, and land that went into producing and transporting something that ends up in a landfill. The very efficiency that keeps the shelves full also quietly generates one of the largest streams of waste in the modern world. And it doesn't stop there. All that discarded food piles up in landfills, where it rots without oxygen and releases methane, a powerful greenhouse gas. So the same system that works so hard to keep food cold and fresh also ends up as a surprisingly large contributor to the very climate pressures that make growing food harder in the first place. It's one of the strangest contradictions hidden inside your grocery store. So the next time you push a cart down a bright, overflowing supermarket aisle, take a moment to really see what's in front of you. That shelf is not a simple thing. It's the visible tip of an enormous hidden machine. Farms scattered across the entire globe, food picked before its time, a chain of unbroken cold refrigerated trucks crossing continents, distribution centers untangling the chaos, and a just-in-time system racing the clock so your food arrives fresh and on time. A full shelf isn't ordinary at all, and it certainly isn't guaranteed. It's a small daily miracle of logistics, decay held at bay by cold and speed and coordination, hidden behind nothing more than a price tag. Subscribe for more of the hidden systems behind the food you eat and the world you live in.